Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
It's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. And I am back. And it looks like I'm not frozen, at least for right now. But thank you, everybody. Yeah, I know. I probably should have jinxed it that way. Yeah, I shouldn't have said a word, should I? But, we are live, and we are streaming live on Amazon, Fire TV, Roku TV. We are also streaming on, I'm looking at myself right now, on Instagram, as well as YouTube TV as well. Please help us on our drive for 10,000 subscribers by going over to our YouTube channel. It's under Empower TV, Parker Media. And please like, share, and subscribe. And wherever you're tuning in, whether you're watching us live or you're watching us on the replay, first, thank you. Secondly, please share that if you can, just to let other people know what you're watching and what you're enjoying listening to. We really do appreciate you from wherever you're tuning in from. If you are looking to advertise your business or events, and you would like us to be able to put that on our lives and on our streaming platforms and channels, please reach out to us at theparkermedia@gmail.com. Whether you've got a side hustle, whether you got a second gig, whether you host events and things like that, if you've written a book and you want to be able to promote it, those types of things, please let us know. Also, if you're a content provider and you're looking for a place to stream your talk show, maybe you've got an interesting niche that you want to be able to share with people, please reach out to us at theparkermedia@gmail.com. We'd love to sit down and discuss with you some options of being able to use the Empower network as a home for your content, whether it's that or if you're a filmmaker, you do short films, you do all kinds of things like that, and you would like to be able to put your content on Roku, please reach out, theparkermedia@gmail.com. All right. Well, look, I believe the franchise will be here soon. It's not time yet. It's only 8 minutes after. And I do definitely want to get into what happened yesterday in Utah with the whole Charlie Kirk assassination. And I'll get to that in just a second. However, flags are half staff today, whether it's being said that way or not, is not because of Charlie Kirk. It is because it is 9/11. 24 years now, Lori. Can you believe it? It's been 24 years since that terrible day in New York and in Pennsylvania, outside the Pentagon, where our nation was attacked. And we want to take time to actually remember that because not only was it a tragedy, not only, I don't want to say it wasn't unprovoked. That just kind of makes it too plain. But I want to just say this from the get-go. All lives lost is a tragedy. September 11th was horrific because these were people just going to work, minding their own business, and some very radicalized hijackers decided that they would make a point to America by crashing planes into our buildings and taking people away from us. Lori, it was interesting because when we were in New York 2 weeks ago, it's been 2 weeks now, yeah, about 2 weeks ago, we were on West Side Highway, and I wasn't used to um, being on West Side Highway and seeing the memorial. And I know we've had our talks too about a lot of people go to the memorial not even understanding what happened because again, it was 24 years ago. Um, it's a sight. It's like going to a old World War II museum, and you don't really have any connections to World War II, so you're out there taking pictures and stuff like that. But it's still a very somber moment for a lot of people I know, including yourself, because there was more of a connection to why that memorial is even there to begin with. Um, so I'm gonna bring the franchise in if he's ready. If he gives me the thumbs up.
No. Oh, he was
Okay.
doing the
All right.
default.
We'll bring him on in, but I definitely want to get your perspective on 9/11 because I think for a lot of reasons. Number one, people may not know your apartment faced the Trade Center.
And I went to work that day,
And yeah,
and I,
yeah,
I, I, I remember that day clear as day. Beautiful day as it was here in North Carolina, clear and crisp. Um, Going to work because I had an event that day, and I had to go to Krispy Kreme because they had a Krispy Kreme in World Trade Center to pick up things for that for the meeting, and having the train. And when the first plane hit at 8:46, I had gotten out of the Wall Street train station, and at that time, looking up into the sky, seeing papers falling and this one and everything else, and then trying to get to my office. I used to be in Tower 2 on the 28th floor, and I had just moved out to my new office with the company I was working with at the time 2 weeks before. I lost someone who I knew as a teenager. When Brian and I used to live in Brooklyn, and in our neighborhood, we actually lived across the street from the fire station. And one of the first responders that I've known since I was in high school, Vernon Cherry, was one of the first responders who actually went into the towers to save people that were trapped after the first and the second planes hit. So 9/11 is always a somber day,
mm,
and seeing people who treat the memorial as a just pictures and to not really understand. I cannot believe it's been 24 years. Still saying never forget, and to just pray for our world because it's just, I hope that it never happens again. But our country was attacked that day. Um, Also in Pennsylvania and also in at the Pentagon, and 3,000 people lost their lives unnecessarily, just going and just living their lives. So today is a day to honor their memories, and also to honor our way of life, which was attacked on this day.
yeah. It's a way of honoring our right to exist. It's
Yes.
and a lot of people, and I go back and forth on this, but a lot of people will tell you that our country has never been more united than that day.
Mm.
Um, I'm a little skeptical about that. Um, I think there are things sometimes that may make it seem like the country is more united at different times than others. Um, but I think sometimes, a lot of times, two things can be true at the same time. I think everybody was upset, concerned, devastated because of what happened. But I don't really think a lot of times that translates into unification. Or it could be temporary. Sometimes there's um, people become united by convenience or by circumstances, but it's not really true unification, because once those things kind of die back down, then everybody kind of goes back into their corners of where they were before that. And I've seen that before 9/11, and it's been on probably steroids now, even after 9/11. And it's a shame, because when 3,000 people, that much, I mean, that many people almost instantly are gone, it should put a whole lot of things into perspective when it comes to mortality, and it doesn't. And that's the sad part. Um, and before I go even further into the whole Charlie Kirk thing, which I definitely am gonna, I am holding back because I feel like I'm gonna go to hell off um, on it. Let's welcome in the one and the only franchise, Mr. Jermaine Parker of Jermaine Parker Realty LLC. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, big bro? Sus, looking lovely.
Well,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Oh, you meant Lori. Okay.
No, I'm not calling you sis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good point. Um, any thoughts on 9/11?
You know what? I'll be serious because I was going. It's gonna joke rolling into other stuff. Y'all need to get over it. But the I think you're right in terms of there's a lot of things that unite us for certain purposes. Usually, a common enemy is the quickest thing. So when we talk about 9/11 being the most united that we were, probably recent memory. But I would speculate that we were probably more united during the First and Second World Wars,
Yes.
Yes.
simply because of the industry that had to be turned on in order to accommodate the war machine. And everybody, there was a whole thing about, you used to see the posters of you can do your part and what can you do for your country, and the effigies of Uncle Sam and that whole thing, and women's rights, and the whole, so much bigger production back then. But yes, in most recent history, a common enemy doesn't mean we have common morals or priorities.
Right.
America got hit in the face that day, and you look back on every conflict that America's ever been involved in, and outside of the revolution, and if you talk about the unincorporated how America is today, Spanish, uh, Mexican wars, and wars with the French stuff in it, but modern day in the last century or so, there hasn't been an attack on American soul, and so that was a wake up call because a lot of people just kind of thought they were above it, sort of like those geese that walk across the street and think that everybody's going to stop for them.
Mm-hmm.
That day, some feathers got ruffled, and the swarm attacked. Um, anytime that you have that kind of senseless violence and destruction and mayhem and chaos, obviously nobody celebrates those things except for the people who do them. So I
Right.
mean, it was an important day. I am in some ways proud of the way that we reacted as a company, as a country, and there are other ways. Like like going into Iraq, that I'm not happy because there was nobody from Iraq there.
Mhm.
That
Yep.
was
That is
there
true.
was there was we completely committed war crimes, and I guess I'm a part of that because I was there. But committed war crimes and stuff by the definitions that we set, by the way, not that the world set.
Mhm.
Right.
What war
Right.
crimes be? But you know, I guess America. I guess if you say America loud enough, then it makes everything okay and go away. But as far as putting down the racism for a little bit, as far as trying to come together as a country, and as you say, people die every day, and I hate to quote the people get shot every day, B, but you tough, right? But our morality, our mortality, and our morality should be examined daily.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, you never know the last. the last text, the last phone call, the last hug and stuff. That's why we tell people to be respectful, to love one another. All these Judeo-Christian values that have been exposed as the backbone and the underwriting in the center pins of this American democracy and this great experiment of democracy. But it's true. You really should. People lose people all the time. I know you guys recently lost somebody. And Lord, you had to return back to New York for that funeral and stuff. So whether it's 9/11 or it's just 9/12 or 9/13 or 9/14, we lose people all the time. Obviously, again, it was a horrific act, and we don't want to repeat of that. But quite honestly, to steal from the current president, the enemy is from within for us currently, and we need to make sure that we're not succumbing to that enemy.
You know, I excuse me. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Thanks everybody for joining tuning in to the show. Hey Chad Milburn, how you doing, buddy? So the whole thing with what else keep going? The whole thing with Charlie Kirk. Let me just go ahead and get to Charlie Kirk. And let me start off by saying this because I keep seeing stuff on social media that conflates what people are saying. Most people, including everyone on this network, I'm gonna speak for y'all, do not condone violence, unnecessary violence. And now I'm gonna tell you what necessary violence might be. You come after my children, you come after my wife, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I condone that 100%.
Yeah.
But most violence we do not condone, whether it is violence against people that we don't agree with, whether it's people that are different color, whether it's people that have different lifestyles, any of that. We do not condone that. I don't condone anybody losing their life on any day. Matter of fact, there was a school shooting yesterday too, by the way.
Yes, in
Um,
Colorado.
yes. So violence has pretty much been condemned more so if you want to break it up into sides on one side more than the other. What I find crazy is people think that just because I saw a little bit of this when Hulk Hogan died. Oh man, Hulk Hogan died. Yeah, he was a piece of shit. No tears for him. Yes, I feel bad for his family because they lost him and they loved him and everything else. That doesn't change the fact of who he was.
Now his daughter.
I will
Yes,
say
she's good. We're sorry.
I'm gonna say this at the get go before too many people start getting upset with me. It's not how you died; it's how you lived. You need to be remembered for the way you lived, because as Joni Ernst said, that seemed not to ruffle the same feathers that have ruffled Charlie Kirk getting killed. We're all going to die. That is a truth. Knowing that it's not so much how you die, senseless or not, senseless, or if your ticket just get punched because the good Lord said, "Come on home," or whoever you believe in, or whatever. It's not how you die; it's how you lived and what you did from the time you were born to the time you closed your eyes for that final time. Everything in between doesn't mean it had to be a perfect life. Definitely don't mean you ain't gonna make mistakes. Definitely don't mean that you don't learn from those mistakes. We all do. But making sure that you're remembered for who you were. That's what I want people to understand. Is that and then these people they'll say, man, the man just died. He ain't even in the ground yet. Okay. Or hell, a lot of you, every time there's a school shooting, the first thing that you'll say is it's too soon to talk about shootings. And then the problem is there will be another shooting and it'll still be too soon to talk about a damn shooting. Which basically means to me is you don't ever want to talk about a shooting and what led to it. I find it strange, Jermaine, that political violence is okay when it's somebody you don't like. I find it strange that political violence is okay when it's against a certain type of people that you don't like. I find it strange that political violence is okay when it's somebody that you have different political views with and you don't honor that person. Well, Brian, what do you mean by that? So everybody knows Charlie Kirk was shot while he was on stage in the neck, and he's doing what he does. You know, he has his had his platform, Turning Point USA, that he had since he was 18 years old. He died at the age of 31. Um, I am not on here to celebrate, to give any kind of approval for what happened to Charlie yesterday. I think it is deplorable. I think it is sad. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a friend to a lot of people. And I feel bad for all of that. I really do. Doesn't change who he was, though, to me. Death is not going to rewrite history. That's why I say it's not how you die, it's how you live. Because your death alone is not going to rewrite the history of your life. And because we don't know when our time is finally going to come, we need to make it count. And I'm not just talking to y'all out there, I'm saying it to myself that it's a challenge every single day to do good, to be better, um, to leave a positive impact on this world because truly, in a blink of an eye, we start to disappear. And the older I get, the more people, the more loss I keep experiencing. And it's almost getting numb in a way, and I have to keep it from being numb, Jermaine, because I keep seeing so many people around me just going that aren't 80, 90, 100 years old. My man Leroy was 60, 61. Um, or people even younger than me, people my age, people that went to school with me. And it's just like, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. But what I try to do is I remember, like when we were talking about Leroy, Lori, I was remembering the good stuff about Leroy and his banana pudding and all this kind of, when you're having when your funeral's being had and people going up and just talking about the things that you did for others, your willingness to serve and things like that. That's how you want to be remembered. Does that mean that you can't say a few things controversial every now and then? Well, I mean, you always gonna ruffle some feathers. If people agree with you all the time, then something wrong anyway. Um, but it shouldn't be to the level that I think Charlie Kirk did. I will get a little bit more into that. But Jermaine, um, your thoughts about Charlie Kirk?
Um, so just to reemphasize what you said, nobody's celebrating that man's murder. That's crazy. And now, why I say that on my algorithm, so my algorithm consists of big booty Latinas, um, some police videos where
Mhm.
people unreasonably are fighting the police and get in the custody because they're being stupid. There's some VA stuff on there about VA loans. Then the political stuff, and then racist. Um, no, I'm just telling you what's because everybody's algorithm is different, and evidently there's people's algorithm out there who are showing them people who are uh, making light of this man's passing and stuff. In fact, the Panthers fired
Yeah,
a communication
I saw
person,
that. Yeah, that was
and
great.
and so he was cool up to a point. Basically said, whatever. And then he there's a song, "Protect Your Neck," that he
Mm.
referenced. That's where he went overboard. That
Mm-hmm.
was that was the tasteless. Yeah, you can't
It
do that.
was. Yeah, it was.
Uh, and so, um, if I happen to end up on your feed, you've seen some things from me where I'm showing some quotes from Charlie, but they're his words, not
Right.
mine.
Thank you,
And you can say that I'm cherry picking, but quite honestly, he spewed so much stuff. There's not enough. I don't have enough feed to encompass everything. These are highlight reels. Some of his better racist or sexist comments,
xenophobic. Mhm.
xenophobic. I mean, quite honestly, he was an all-star for racism.
Oh yeah, big.
Well, just all-star for bigotry, for American
Mhm.
bigotry and stuff. I mean, he could. This is one of those Derrick Rose, Grant Hill situations and stuff where he was taking away, kind of numbers he could have put up as a bigot in this country. Had he been allowed to flourish and stuff, I mean, who knows? I mean, he's definitely first ballot Hall of Fame bigot, but that's his work, not mine. Now you can say, Jermaine, you shouldn't talk ill of the dead. It's exactly what he would want me to do because it's exactly what he did. Go Google all the nice things that he said about George Floyd and stuff. The difference is that when political violence on the right is like this false outrage they have and stuff, and I'm sure it's going to be brought up. There have been many people, and we can get into all the people most
Mhm.
recent to all the way in the back, but his words uh, let me be clear. White people say his words don't define him. When black people die, their action and words define them. Christians, this new Christianity stuff says hate the sin and love the sinner unless they're a minority. Then you just hate all of them because the sin is the sinner. Um, and I know that because of George Floyd. I know that because of any black person that's ever been killed and stuff. And the first thing they want to do, in the case of Castillo, Erlen Castillo, they couldn't find nothing on him, so they started picking up on relatives.
Or justifying them dying. Well,
Yes.
they resisted. Well, he had marijuana on him. Well, he looks suspicious. And y'all were more than happy to be okay with that person losing their life, not going back to their children, not going back to their mother. George
Yeah.
Floyd begged and cried for his dead mother, and half of y'all could give two shits about it.
And the thing about that is that everybody is somebody something.
Right,
Yes, he was a husband. Yes, he was a father. Yes, his kids were there. But as you mentioned, there was a school shooting yesterday, and they were like, those kids shouldn't have to see that. You're right. Kids in school shouldn't have to see that. Oh, you're not talking about the kids in school having to
right.
see their classmates murdered. You're just talking about these two particular white children who, quite honestly, at 3 and 1, the 1-year-old definitely not going to remember unless you keep showing these videos to them. And the 3-year-old,
Mhm.
very questionable, but unlikely that they would remember either. But the high school kids in Parkland, and look, I'm not even going to start because we don't have enough time to list all these school shootings. Yeah,
Volume.
if you're worried about children seeing that kind of violence, you're not really, because you hadn't really done anything about it. So you can save it for me. Um,
Right.
Again, and then especially two-parter for black people. And I posted this on my Instagram and Facebook and stuff. Stop asking us to care about, show empathy for people that hate us.
Right.
He had a strong
Exactly.
disdain for our
Exactly.
community.
Yep.
It's not that we're celebrating it, but we don't care either. Just like he wouldn't care if my black ass was dead and he was
Thank you.
still alive.
Thank you.
So don't ask me to give more. Um, the church down in Charleston,
Mother Emanuel.
The shooting.
Mother Emanuel. They had a lot of people in that church that forgave that little white boy.
Dylan Roof.
I wasn't gonna say his name. I knew that one,
Oh,
but
sorry.
no, you're fine. White people are always asking black people for grace and mercy and empathy that they never ever shown those same black people. We see it now in the restructuring of history in regards to slavery and stuff. Well, it wasn't that bad. Okay, then let's say that y'all be slaves for 400 years since it wasn't that bad. Let's swap.
Yeah, and tell us to move on.
Tell us to and we can and so
Get over it.
you asking so and now can we point out the things about his life that he said? Can we point out how ironic it was that he was gunned down while defending the
Yes,
Second Amendment?
and
Yes, that's not
and
celebrating it. We're just saying, man,
that's what he said.
I'm gonna
That's
bring
what
up.
his
he
I'm bring up that quote.
condoned violence. He
Yeah.
condoned gun violence. So
Yeah.
why
he said,
he
you know,
said that's
and
more shootings?
he
Okay.
made a mockery. His whole big thing was, you can't have zero gun violence unless you have zero guns. The same way you can't, we have his big thing was like automobile accidents, 50,000 automobile accidents a year, but we don't stop driving cars. So we accept that risk that's what's going to happen. And the same thing with defending the Second Amendment, there are going to be gun deaths, and we just got to live with that. Or in his case, not.
Well,
But the thing about that is that it's an oversimplification and a false equivalency
Right.
because we regulate cars. When we have traffic data, we recall cars, we register cars, we make people take tests to have cars.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of things with our highways to make them, if an intersection shows to be too deadly, DOT can take those accident numbers and stuff and make plans that maybe we need a roundabout here, maybe there needs to be a traffic light or some kind of signal control device added. Maybe we need this and this. There's all kinds of things that go into help the prevention of those deaths. Even though we've accepted we can't get to some zero on those because there's too many human factors involved, we're not giving up and throwing our hands up and saying, well, I guess you just drive the way you drive and it is what it is.
Yep.
We have laws against certain traffic infraction stuff that will get you thrown in jail and stuff. I mean, we do a lot of things to regulate that stuff. So when he says, well, it's just like cars, it's just not. Because anytime we say anything about guns and stuff, it's Second Amendment and come take it out of my cold dead hand type stuff. And we're like, we just think that, maybe people with mental health issues shouldn't have one.
Right.
And, and people are afraid of that stuff. And I mean, look, it is what it is, but you've clearly chosen what's more important to you in these issues and stuff. And he chose what was more important. So it is ironic that that's the thing that he died from.
It is. Some people are out there calling it karma. I won't call it that. I will
I'm
say
call it that.
I'll call it.
no, not karma. It's not karma.
All right. But no, I've seen the karma part, but again, karma to me is celebrating somebody's death. Just noting the irony of something is just citing the fact of this is what he said, and this is how he died. I think there's a lot of people that are butthurt because if you bring up how bad the person is, now all of a sudden you're celebrating their death. No, we're not celebrating the man's death. But whether he died today or whether he died in another 30 years, he was still going to be the same piece of shit to me. Didn't matter.
I'll be honest with you, Brian. There's a lot of people who are butthurt because they either quietly or sometimes loudly believed what he said, and and so it's not a reflection. You guys aren't mad about Charlie. You're mad because he represented you.
He was one of us.
He's one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your king?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. And he was your king. He said the things out loud that you couldn't say.
Right.
Yeah. Right. He said the things that they couldn't say. That they couldn't say. You guys agree that the civil rights movement was a mistake. That Martin Luther King doesn't need his own federal holiday. Mm-hmm. That when you see a black pilot, you think is he qualified. You say that not just about black pilots, but blacks in general. I wonder how you got this job. When a black person is promoted,
are they qualified?
Yeah, when a black person gets promoted in your own job ahead of you, you think to yourself, "It's not me. It must be some kind of system in place, DEI, affirmative action stuff."
Right. That they got to meet a quota.
Yeah, they got to meet a quota. That's the reason that I didn't get that position. They gave it to Dwayne. Just because he's black. That's the only reason he's here. They had a quota.
And kind of digging into some of that, Jermaine, because I do want to go into some of the lowlights of one Charlie Kirk. You're right. He called the passage of the Civil Rights Act a huge mistake. He said it created a permanent bureaucracy meant to promote diversity, equity, inclusion, and had been turned into an anti-white weapon. Charlie Kirk called as recently as a couple of days ago DEI because he had an anti-DEI shirt on. Didn't earn it.
Yeah.
This is the rights prostitution of things that come out, whether it's that, whether it's uh, uh, all of the acronyms that we have. They muddy the waters with it.
I'd like to read you something when you get done.
Okay, and it's crazy because he tries to define diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now he tried to explain that to a black guy that was asking him about it in the clip that I was watching, where he said what it was meant to be isn't what it actually was. So he was basically trying to say, okay, maybe it was set up in the spirit of, hey, there's value in the diversity of people. Not everybody comes from the same background. But here's something else that really drives a nail in me, Jermaine. In that same clip, then he says to the guy, he says, well, see, that's what it was meant to be, but it just turns into quotas and things like that. And he says, I would rather you get a job based on the content of your character and not the color of your skin. This is what irks me about white people. Stop fucking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's my show. Stop fucking quoting Martin Luther King Jr. That is the only damn thing you know that man said. And when he said that, he was referencing that to the fact that black people are discounted because of the color of their skin. And he yearned for the day when somebody who just happens to be black could be looked at for more than being black. But you've taken that quote from that man and you hold it above your heads to, number one, try to show that you're not racist, that you believe that there should never, that America is colorblind, that we don't have an issue, we never have, and we most certainly don't now have any kind of issue with race. Bullshit. That is not what he meant. Y'all take his words and then you twist it to mean, well, see, Martin Luther King meant, hey, we shouldn't have no DEI and affirmative action because we need to look at everybody's content of their character. That is not what he was talking about. Y'all take that, you run with it, and you say, see, this is why we should not have DEI because it's even going against what Martin Luther King said. That is not what he was talking about, and y'all need to stop that because y'all sit there and you do that because half of your listeners will hear that and go, see, we didn't say it. That's what Martin Luther King said. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do on this show tonight. We're going to quote Charlie Kirk and see how you like them apples. Go ahead, JP.
Three things. One, this is my social media feed every Martin Luther King holiday. Please don't quote the king. We know that the stats show that he was highly unpopular at the time of his death.
Yes.
And so
Y'all
stop acting like, don't say anything. Stop acting like you like the man.
Right.
Two, if they'll twist the virtues and the teachings of Christianity, what chance the king got? So, I said I put some stuff on my social media page, and what I did was it was a clip of things that Charlie Kirk had said and stuff, and I got a reply, and I would like to read you what I got, and then my reply back. And I will say this: the guy that sent this to me, he sent it to me in Messenger, so he wasn't like, this wasn't a big public debate kind of thing. And I honestly don't think that it was a malice or, you know what I mean, like ill intent. I believe he's the average white guy who just believes average shit that he hears and stuff. But I won't stall too long. He said, I don't disagree with anything you showed him saying. How could you, my friend? He said it. DEI is the most racist, divisive system the Marxists have created yet. I'm sorry that you fell for it and believe they actually were trying to help the real problems. This is Charlie Kirk what we were just talking about. It was this whole thing is that it was a failed thing. They are only creating every way they can to divide and destroy Western civilization. I know this person voted for Trump, and I find that anyway. I hope you I hope you see it someday. I won't. Look up who founded and runs BLM. They don't hide it. Now I was driving. I was texting driving when I did this, so forgive me, and I'll take the ticket if you want to give it to me. Respectfully, America doesn't need any help in creating racist and divisive systems. The only lie being told about affirmative action in DEI is that it created an unequal environment for workers. Study after study have shown that minorities with higher or equal levels of education/experience are more likely to lose a job to an equal or undereducated white male. Marxists didn't do that. When the federal government denied 98%, I believe it's actually 99%, of black veterans VA home loans after World War II, that wasn't DEI. Redlining wasn't made up by anyone else either. When given the opportunity to do merit-based hiring, the government and private businesses failed time and time again. These programs were enacted because the data showed that good faith wasn't good enough.
Mm.
Fun fact, the racism in banking, housing, education, healthcare, and employment are still happening today. I don't expect you to see it because it's not directed towards you. Kirk openly disparaged black people, and while I don't condone his murder, I definitely don't grieve for him. His family, of course, I do. He and others like him were prejudiced at best and racist at worst towards blacks and minorities. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. That's James Baldwin. As far as supporting BLM, I support the idea and have never been a part of that organization. A critical fact that the majority of the country doesn't understand. BLM, the organization, would have you believe otherwise, but honestly, I don't know a single member. They speak for a community that didn't ask for their opinion. That being said, I hope that you're doing well and enjoying your retirement. And you have to forgive me if it was in all the comments. And again, I was driving home.
No, that was pretty. I mean, not pretty. That was spot on. I mean, that's you should like take that and just post it somewhere because it's just spot on. I mean, it was just like you did that off your dome though. You know what I'm saying? But that sounded like somebody with a well thought out, well written train of thought. You just simply you took the feelings out of it and just stated the facts. And that's the part, Jermaine, that I see a lot of is that people got their feelings all up in place right now because of Charlie Kirk. And, he goes around saying, he's a Christian. And a lot of these white nationalists have hijacked Christianity or what their belief of Christianity is. How do I know? Because y'all, the KKK did the same thing. If you ask anybody in the KKK, they would tell you they're Christian.
I point back, I'm Muslim, but I point back that what was one of the glues or founding things for slavery, chattel slavery, because American slavery is different than slavery around the world. There's always been slavery, but this slavery was worse because this slavery was inherited.
Yes.
Usually, when somebody was a slave, slavery died with them. If it wasn't even, and there was a lot of, people talk about, there were white people who were indentured servants. Those were bad contracts. Those were bad employment contracts. And those people were able to work off their stuff usually in 5 to 7 years. Definitely less than 10 years for bad employment contracts. Slavery was a lifetime thing that you passed out to your children. Mm-hmm. There was never any hope for people to not be slaves. And when they talk about, and one of the things that they talk about, and again, you can talk about it if you want to, well, black people own slaves. You're right. You know who they own? Their kids, their spouses. You know why they didn't free them? Because it was nearly impossible and it was too expensive. It was enough that they were able to buy them so that they couldn't be sold and families couldn't be separated.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You mean those people are the people that you want to throw in with the people who use black people, who exploited black people for 100 years?
That
I
got
mean,
beat and raped and
you,
all of that? Go
yeah,
for it.
you can if you don't read. And I understand, like when the thing, especially in this day and age, when we talk about a Kirk or Owens or the Haas twins or Shapiro, these are people who are just uh, who purposely are educated enough to twist facts and give you half. That's why when they're debated, all their arguments fall apart, and
Mhm.
they want to get back to their talking points. That's all they are. These guys are talking points. The man said he was Christian. That was good enough for y'all. Y'all didn't question what he was actually doing and what he was actually saying to butt that up against his Christianity, and you didn't call him out on it either when he was saying wild stuff.
Right.
You know, well, he's just very passionate. I guess if a black woman does that, she's very angry. But I guess passion for you guys, anger for other people.
So,
Um,
Jermaine, let me ask you this though. How crazy is it though that Charlie Kirk dies from political violence, yet said that they should raise money for the guy that almost killed Nancy Pelosi's husband?
was very cheerful about that, wanting to get him off. Why? The kid doesn't understand why he's not free yet. You know, made insinuations that there was some
Yeah.
homosexual stuff going on involved in
People,
that.
people that are upset about Charlie Kirk getting killed from political violence and upset that what they consider the radical left, because that's what their Orange King has said, is the reason for Charlie Kirk passing, which he has no evidence of because the person has not been apprehended because partially because of your incompetent FBI and Cash Patel rather tweet things
I,
on social media.
I,
Go ahead.
I would say that. So first of all, very important point. Let's all not forget that we don't know. And we do think that local authorities, because they think they've got good video of them, and they know when it showed up and stuff,
Yep.
they think they know who it is. And the FBI part of it, I would leave that. Cash, first of all, is a service to the hardworking men and women in the federal government in
That's
any
true.
department. I
That's true.
understand that Trump has appointed people that lead your department and stuff. I do not think they represent you. And so, yes, he's an idiot, and because they're just like law, you know, you got to. This guy was a conspiracy theorist podcaster. Sounds like
Well,
me.
I mean,
To
the same with Hexa. You know, he's an idiot, but I would never sit there and say the
yeah, I'm
man.
not gonna say the men in uniform
Right.
are truly represented by that man.
No,
And so, but you know, what's his real job? The conspiracy theories and podcasting, and just like that, he wanted to be first out there.
so
Well, we got him.
he was a DEI hire because he didn't earn
He was
that.
a no, well, well, in the didn't earn it category. Um, and you know, but we don't know who the shooter is, so how can we know what the motivation is?
Correct.
Um, and so for people to come out there, what's her name? Nancy
Mace.
Mace.
Grace.
Is it
Carolina.
Grace?
Mace
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mace.
Nancy Mace is the
from
yeah
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
the
For the first thing to
right.
come out of her mouth, the Democrats had to own this,
They got to
and
own this.
then to not, and we don't know who shot him. What do you mean we have to own this? And
Well,
again, for your party
and
to support
yes.
the president, who is so inflammatory with everything he does, really?
Well, the funny thing you say about that, not to venture off, but when she said that, one of the reporters pushed back and said, "So, by your own logic, are you saying that the Minnesota state senator and her husband that were gunned down, that the Republicans will own?"
Rose.
And then she went back, "Well, why are you bringing that up? I'm talking about Charlie Kirk." Well,
Well,
if
you're
you
talking about
had
him
half
unfounded.
a brain, you would understand what he was getting at, and your
That's the problem, brother.
yeah,
Is that they
you're
do
talking
have
about
half
your own
brain. They
hypocrisy.
do
If you
understand.
see that, yeah.
They do understand. She understands the question, and that's why she wanted to run away from it as quickly as possible. And no, I'm only talking
Well,
about this one thing.
she
How
put the
dare
Heisman on
you?
that real quick.
Yeah, they put the "how dare you"
Yeah,
out there. How dare you?
yeah, as if he said something out of bounds when she was saying something that wasn't factual. They sit there and they're performative because they know that they got their marching orders from the orange buffoon.
I don't know who and why, and without sounding so callous, um, I'm not quite sure Charlie why Charlie Kirk was on the list of assassinations. I mean, I understand that he had influence and stuff, but he's not an elected official. He doesn't really. I mean, is he backed by some people and blah blah blah? Does he have a platform? Sure, but there's a lot of people with platforms. And I just don't. I don't see why he was targeted. I don't see the benefit to it. Um,
I do.
and well, I mean, maybe you do, and maybe it's just because I don't give him enough. I don't know, man. This is like if Tanya Harding had went down to Eastland Mall and hit one of the little 12-year-olds in the knee. This is not the one you're looking for. I mean, yeah, she won't skate no more, but I think
Well,
Tanya Harding was your competition.
think about it. I'm gonna tell you why. Low hanging fruit. You go to a public place. Not as much security as what you would have with the Secret Service detail. Nobody's canvassing a campus hours before you get there. Your ability to blend in with the public is easier. Nobody's going to
Which
question why you're there.
So one of the things they said in the conference that they didn't want to give away any details and stuff, but that he was young, he was college age, and he blended in. It's Utah. You can say he's white because if he was black,
He wouldn't have
uh,
blended in.
yeah, it's like when people read the Bible and stuff, and they say Jesus went to Egypt to hide.
Yeah. How could he hide in plain sight if he didn't look like the rest of them?
And also saying that and also saying that the shooter is a college student,
College age. Says the
Or
young
college
white guy.
age, but
college
Yeah,
age.
he
Yeah.
said
but it
it's a
has to
young
be a
white guy.
college age, but maybe I
Well,
guess
and
again,
saying that,
and
Lori,
then you
because
don't know.
they don't know if he went to school, but they know that he looked like he could have.
Yeah,
Yes. That's
yeah,
all they're saying. He blended
yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you blend in,
Yeah.
they
See,
wouldn't say that. I'm just saying they wouldn't say that if I have a strong
if I
alibi
did
for
it,
where I was yesterday,
I would
so I
stand
could
out
say
solely
exactly I
because
would
they
stand
gonna
out
find me.
you do
tremendous.
you do you remember? Do you remember? And I'm not trying to make light of this, but do you remember Beverly Hills Cop after Uncle Dave got shot? Axel Foley is sitting at the bar trying to make a phone call, and everybody looking at the TV because they're describing a black man, and then everybody turns around, but
Hmm.
he's gone by then. That's
Yep.
that's what Jermaine's talking about. Like, had it been a white man on the phone, nobody would ever turn back around. But because he was the only Negro up in that joint, they were like, "Well, wait a minute, we just saw one.
We just saw a Negro.
We saw one. Where'd he go?" So, um, that's what they
I
meant by that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lori.
I'm sorry. I just wanted just to add my own little
Go
spin
for it.
on this with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Um, again, I do not condone the violence. The man, he died um a horrible death. I'm not celebrating that. But however, the things that he stood for on his platform, these are things when you don't scream fire in the middle of a crowd and not expect some type of action or reaction. When I say that I feel bad for his children, yes, he has young children, but at the same token, his wife, I feel something that his wife has lost her husband, but she was, at least in my opinion, complicit into the way that, in the beliefs that he has and that he sent out to the world, to
when
me.
when when uh, when our society when they prosecute like drug kingpins and drug dealers and stuff,
Yes.
and those people are fathers and husbands, and they're put away or they're killed in
Hmm.
police raids and stuff like that. people automatically condemn the spouses too because they were complicit in spending that money. He didn't. That was drug money. This and stuff too. And same kind of thing that you're saying is that basically they knew the risk of the life that they were
Yes.
entertaining. I will say this though. I will say that politically, um, we've kind of. It's not that it's never been that way, and so that's the thing too. In the '60s and stuff, there was a lot of '67. There's a lot of political violence in the '50s, '50s, '60s, because that's the thing that Charlie Kirk thought was a bad thing to get passed. There were a lot of movements and stuff for civil rights, and we had leaders back then. And I mentioned Martin and Malcolm. Black people were upset, but if you listen to white people at the time, and they were kind enough to write some of this stuff down, they could tell you how they felt about him, and they crucified him worse than anybody's ever going to do Charlie Kirk. Fred Hampton, they assassinated him. To this day,
Yes.
his tombstone gets shot up every year. And I mean, all kinds of civil rights leaders and stuff. The Moors in 1951, they were in Florida. I forget which county, Brevard County, Florida. Husband and wife bombed. They were bombed and killed. So when people say, number one, this country shouldn't have, yeah, we did. Again, I am the historian for you guys because people tend to forget these things. Go ahead, brother. You got that look on your face.
Do you recall in Donald Trump's first stint as commander-in-chief,
Oh, do I?
Mark Esper, his defense secretary, I believe he was, recounted with the Black Lives Matter movement and Trump wanting to go to the church and hold up an upside down Bible, said that Trump sat there and said, "Can't you shoot him in the legs?"
Yeah.
Is that political violence? Let me ask another question. When you sit there, because the only reason you want them to get shot in the legs is because you don't agree with them for their political stance.
Yeah.
Would taking a mob of people, turning them onto the Capitol, and once you see that they are not going there peacefully, but with guillotines, looking to murder your own vice president and the Speaker of the House, and you don't condemn that, isn't that political violence? And same said people, one of the first damn things you do is you let them off the hook with a pardon. Spare me your outrage about political violence when the greatest act of political violence in the last 50 damn years happened, and the orange man that y'all pledge allegiance to said, nope, 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 let him go. Outrage, please. Again, this ain't about Charlie Kirk to me. It's about the hypocrisy of saying political violence only bothers me when it's one of us. And there's another side out there that says no political violence is ever okay. Those two things are not the same. So yes, am I upset that Charlie Kirk got killed like that? Like that? Yes. Am I upset that he's dead? No. No. Because and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's say this wasn't Charlie Kirk that this happened to. Let's say it was Congressman Maxwell Frost. Let's say it was I don't know, Mandami up in New York. Oh, that's a good one. What if it was Mandami? What if it was Barack Obama? What if it was Kamala Harris? Hell, I'll make it white. What if it was Adam Schiff?
Well, we don't have to what if. We actually have a recent example.
Yeah. Yes. Did y'all act like that? Did y'all start pushing around legislation to have a statue of Gabby Giffords put in the Capitol, standing outside a damn grocery store?
No.
never to be the same. See, it ain't to me. It ain't white black because Gabby Giffords is white, and she was a victim of political violence. You think the Republicans sat there and now they passing Anna Luna Paulina is passing around a letter to Mike Johnson to try to get a statue of Charlie Kirk erected in the Capitol building. Trump is wanting to put
What?
the Trump is wanting to put the flags down half staff because of Charlie Kirk, but not sitting there acknowledging the fact that that should be done because of 9/11. The same person that had a hissy fit because the flags were half staff when Jimmy Carter died because he didn't want that to coincide with his own damn inauguration. The same
But
person that didn't put the flags down because of John McCain because he did not like John McCain. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jermaine.
Melissa Horton, her husband, and the dog
And the damn dog.
were just
Mhm.
killed.
We're just
Yep.
killed.
The hitman had at least 45 names, 45, 75, or something like that. 45 names of other politicians on the hit list. Democratic politicians on the hit list.
He still had
All
connections.
these people who are up in a roar about political violence didn't say anything about that
At all.
I know,
And
and when I say that, again, I only speak for my algorithm and the people that I'm friends with on Facebook, the same people who I saw all day. This is our turning point. Turning point for what?
Yes. Right.
Well, but I understand. But again, I understand why the condemnation and why the outrage is because this person got killed for thinking like you, and that's why you're mad.
Yeah.
That's why you're upset.
Right.
He carried your water. He promoted your ideals and your beliefs, and he got shot for it, supposedly, because we don't know. We can only assume. But here's the thing, too. This is how white people do black people, because evidently now, according to the Supreme Court, you're allowed to racially profile people. They racially profile black people. Well, I don't know why he got shot on that corner, but just based on where the corner was and what I know of the area and stuff and the time of night, had to be something bad, had to be gangs or drugs and stuff. So so if we can place a young black man in that situation without knowing the motives behind his death, we could do Charlie Kirk the same way and say that it was his mouth that got him shot. And you guys are upset in the same way with racial profiling. Oh, here's the other thing too. Since ICE can racially profile people, does that mean that we can racially profile young white men for school shootings and mass shootings and stuff? Can we start locking them up and questioning them and taking their guns and stuff? Supreme Court said it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
based on their race and other exigent circumstances.
Yes, absolutely.
You're white, you're young, you're male, you have a gun.
They have a higher
You look
propensity.
angry. You look angry. You this one, we can just pull you over and question you because for this one because you may be a danger.
Sure. Yeah, you like a mass shooter.
Yeah, when I came up to your car, I heard some music going. This is my last resort. Oh yeah, step out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Is that not the way that ruling was supposed to be used?
You listen to Slipknot? Yeah, come with us.
Come with us. We need to talk.
Yeah. Or you got tattoos on? You got tattoos all over your face and stuff? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. And put
it
on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he called Martin Luther King awful and not a good person. He called George Floyd a scumbag. He said that blacks go prowling around for fun to target white people.
Yeah.
The day before his death on Fox News, he said that white people were more likely to be attacked by black people. Of course, we mentioned the black pilot comments when man, if I see a black pilot, the first thing that I'm thinking of is, oh boy, I hope he's qualified. He talked about Ketanji Brown Jackson being a diversity hire.
The most qualified candidate. This is from somebody who dropped out of college. All this stuff is from a college. Again, Trump's key demographic: uneducated white male with an inflated sense of ego and self.
He was opposed to Juneteenth being a federal holiday because he said that it was driven by a anti-American and neo-segregationist view. Juneteenth. He believed in the replacement theory by saying that undocumented migrants were entering the United States to replace white Americans. Uh, about Islam, he claimed that Islam is incompatible with Western civilization and said that Muslims use children and women as human shields during conflicts. Um, he criticized LGBTQ rights, compared uh, a pot smoking lesbian to a United States Marine, implying the former was treated better. He also said he would not allow hypothetically his 10-year-old daughter be pregnant from rape to have an abortion. And then, of course, with the gun violence, he said it was a prudent deal for preserving the Second Amendment, even if it meant people dying. Is this your king? This is the dude that you want to sit there and put in the damn Capitol with us. Now, I believe that because as hard as they would fight to have a Charlie Kirk statue put up in the Capitol, they fight just as hard to keep these damn Confederate monuments up. They've always been about backing traitors.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing, and hide behind, and I love again what's going on with this administration and with people. When I was gonna say Angela Reese, that's the basketball player. What's my girl just did the 20 black conservatives.
Amanda Seals.
Amanda Seals, just like Amanda Seals, trying to explain these nice men and women. They're arguing that the Democrats are the ones that did slavery, and Democrats did this. And like, you know what, you're right, and we should fight against those Democrats. We should start by tearing down those Democratic Confederate statues and renaming all these Democratic Confederates, because you're right. They almost have it, man. My Republican brother. No, you can't do that. Well, why do you care? You're a Republican. Again, the whole thing with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk influenced a lot of those misguided conservative black people too, because they're more about sound bites than they are history. The reason that off the top of my dome I can name all these things I can go back to, like white people, there's lots of good talking points from white people, but that's all they are. There's talking points when it comes to racism in American history and trying to restructure the way things happen and stuff. The Civil War was his fault over slavery. Yes, it was.
Hey, Tony, I'm sorry. I didn't see you on Instagram. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Yes, it was. And to think otherwise is pathetic. To think that Democrats are the same party the Democrats of the Civil War were. There's a whole big thing in history book, and you can start with Strom Thurmond and the Dixiecrats and how they turned everything around and switch parties and stuff. It's documented. But if you don't read and you just listen to a Charlie Kirk who says this thing and you believe this thing, you believe DI in spirit was a good thing, but in practicality, well, here's the thing, and I want you to understand this. If DI wasn't being run right in practicality, in actuality and stuff, did you think it was black people running it? Because the whole point of it is that we're not in leadership positions to make those decisions.
Exactly.
All I know, it was liberal white people, but they have all these sound bites that don't mean anything. Like I said, the whole thing about affirmative action and stuff. It wasn't that they had a quota and there was 2 equal applicants and stuff. You're supposed to pick the black guy. You're supposed to give them some consideration, and you're supposed to. Why is the black guy with a master's degree losing out a job to a white guy with a high school diploma? That was what affirmative action and DEI was supposed to stop. And the people that benefited most from DEI were white women, because that's what the numbers show. That's what the studies show and stuff. And so, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I hope you find more peace in your afterlife than you did in your actual life. But all these people coming and being upset, It's because you believe these racist talking points. You hadn't read anything for yourself. And that's why usually on Facebook and stuff, when people get into arguments with me, they don't go well. Because they don't have any education or understanding to stand on when they're making these talking points. Because that's all you got is your talking point.
Right. You heard Sean Hannity, you heard Jesse Waters, you heard Ben Shapiro, you heard all these guys, David Bett and all them. You've heard them spout this stuff, but then when somebody actually has to have a logical conversation with them, it all falls apart because they just give you the cliff notes to what it is that they want to say, hoping that you ain't gonna read the book. All they want to do is give you the high line of stuff because they know you ain't gonna take the time to read the book. Oh, I'll get what was in the book by them just giving me the cliff notes. No,
Yes,
sometimes you
it's
need
very, very Cliff Notes takes on history.
yes. And that's why they get away with that whole thing about quoting Martin Luther King every King holiday. Same ones quoting that didn't even want him to have no holiday. It's just crazy stuff. And I'm like, y'all need to stop doing that because now you're just trying to show you're a person of the people and all that kind of stuff. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you're misquoting him and you're misrepresenting what he was saying. You don't have any idea what his legacy was about. Yet you tout that as if, see, I can't be racist because I quoted King. No, you racist as a motherfucker. You really are. Period. And y'all be mad. I'm sorry about my language, but actually I'm not, because it drives me crazy to sit there and watch the hypocrisy. And
Well,
I'm not
it's the falling out and the fake tears for me, because
right.
this whole thing about people are just celebrating. No, no one's celebrating. It's a tragedy when anybody gets murdered and stuff. And we're not. And again, and partly what I was trying to say too is that his rhetoric shouldn't have got him killed. Um, when I say he wasn't important enough, and again, not in a callous way, but it wasn't like his words were if a single point of unraveling is my friend was talking about, trying to destroy Western civilization, which I would add to that the United States does not care about that. If they did, they would intervene in this racist conversation, and or they've shown in the past, because when they wanted to get rid of organizations like the Black Panthers, they did. The fact that you
Right.
can still quote and know that the Ku Klux Klan is in existence, and you know that they're a terrorist, homegrown terrorist group, and they still operate. If they operate under the consensus and latitude of the United States government. Because if the government didn't want them to operate, they wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Because they know how to take groups out because they've
So,
proven they've done it before.
so whether it's them, neo Nazis, or any other big hate groups and stuff, Proud Boys and stuff, if the government wanted to shut them down, they would be shut down. They would do the same thing that they did to black leaders, where they shot, arrested, and disbanded their organizations and their support and stuff. The police dropped a bomb in Philadelphia in 1985 on a neighborhood because they didn't agree with the MOVE movement. So don't tell me that the government doesn't have the means to try to shut something down and get rid of people. Yeah. So if there are racist systems and division in the country, it's all because the U.S. government wants it to be that way. So don't look. And the other thing too, let me just do this real quick too before I forget. Y'all stop coming for black people on this Charlie Kirk thing. I guarantee you right now, it's not a black person that shot him.
Well, it's
So
crazy you say that. On my feed this morning, one of the guys that was in a couple of classes before me at West Charlotte had posted, "Hey, I didn't know who this fellow was until I heard about him getting shot yesterday." And so many people commented on this thing. Me either. And they were like, "Yeah, but what I see that some of the things he said, he's a piece of crap." So there's a lot of black folks out there that didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was, because I do a lot with political stuff. Of course, I knew who Charlie Kirk was, but to your point, Jermaine, there's a lot of black folks out there that, I mean, that was probably the first time they ever heard his name.
yeah, so coming to the black community talking about y'all don't need to rejoice. Half of them didn't even know who he was. The
Right.
other half who did know who he
Yeah.
was don't care enough.
Mhm.
And the whole thing too. When I say you shouldn't expect sympathy from people that hate us, maybe the more Christian thing is that when I turn my other cheek, don't expect to see a tear rolling down my face. Um, so I can look the other way, but it doesn't mean that I have to have empathy for the person that tried to harm me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all need to. That's our grandparents. They thought that maybe if they gave y'all some grace and let y'all into the huddle, we have seen you again. The data has shown time and time again that your good intentions aren't good enough. What Muhammad Ali say? He said, just because I have a 10,000 snakes, there's 1,000 snakes that won't bite me. I'm supposed to leave the door open and not close the
Oh
door on
Lord.
all the snakes and just try to figure out which snakes are and are not going to bite me. No, that's not how you protect yourself. I mean, that's the way y'all do when we walk by neighborhoods and even on airplanes and stuff. You don't know who the good Negro is, the bad Negro. So you just you walk to the other side of the street, you clutch your purse, you do everything that you need to do because you can't figure it out. What we're saying is not even that far. Is that hey, look, sorry, people get shot every day.
Yeah.
But as far as empathy, we have empathy for the family. Not that he has empathy for Palestinian families.
Yeah.
Not that he had empathy.
I was
Lord.
about to say that too.
Not that
Yep.
Yep,
he had any empathy for anybody else's gun violence. Not that
that's
he
correct.
had any empathy in the way that he talked about women and minorities and his xenophobic comments and stuff, and his big thing about trans. And I mean, that was one of his last
Mhm.
conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of his last conversation.
It was.
Being cocky and having a smirk on his face and just being an
Yeah.
ass. He was being himself. I mean,
Yep.
he died with the microphone in his hand. The man went out the way
The way he
that
came, the way he
legally.
wanted.
On his own terms.
Yeah.
Yep.
So white people, let me just go ahead and spoil the teaser for you on this. When Alex Jones, Sean Hannity, Laura, Donald Trump all end up passing for whatever reason, do not be upset when we ain't shedding a tear. It ain't gonna happen unless you Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, Byron Allen, not Byron Allen. What's the name? Not Byron Allen. I can't think of dude's name. But maybe you may get a few of them. But for the most part, the collective assembly of black people, my organization, we're not gonna shed no tears. Again, I'll end the show.
I am gonna barbecue.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this show the way that started with two things.
We can have a fish fry.
So stop making me hungry, Lori. We do not condone violence, but speaking the truth about how somebody lived is not a celebration of how they died. It's just stating how they lived, which goes back to the second thing I said. It's not so much how you died, it's how you lived. So you don't want to be remembered to be a piece of crap like Charlie Kirk? Examine yourself and ask yourself, does violence against people you don't agree with, whether they're LGBTQ, whether they're a different color, whether they have different political views or anything else, whether they support abortion and you don't support abortion, anything like that. When you say that you don't support violence, are you just talking about the people that look and think like you, or are you also talking about those that don't? Because political violence should never be okay, regardless what side of the street that you stand on. It should not be okay ever at all. Our view is it is not okay at all. But it does not mean that once your ass dies, that you're gonna get a pass for all that ignorant shit you did while you was alive.
Mm.
Go ahead, close it out,
All
bro.
right. All right. Yeah, because it's time for football now. Charlie Kirk done infringed 10 minutes on the red. Oh Lord, on the Commanders and the Packers. I was about to say Redskins. Anyway, so I want y'all to think about that. I appreciate you for listening. Sorry about all the cursing, but I was upset. I still am. So I'm kind of sorry, not sorry. Anyway, Lori, any final words before I close this out? Shut this down.
Let's go watch some football.
I'm
It's
here for
football
it.
time.
Y'all, it's been another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. Y'all sit there and be the best version of yourself each and every day so that when our time does come, that people definitely have a lot of good things to say. You ain't going to be able to make everybody say good things about you, but stand on the fact that you know that what you did had an imprint and an impact on this world. Y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda.